boy, do we love comfort. Boy, do we want to have all the comforts of home. And boy, do we not want to pay luggage fees when we travel. Is that a conflict or what?
Yeah, it's a conflict. And we also want to travel light. We want to be nimble. We want to be easy. We're doing a lot of walking with our luggage. We've been traveling for 4 years full time. And I feel like we've got this down. Maybe we've got this down.
Well, we're not perfect.
We're not perfect. But it's definitely a learned process. So before we get into the meat of this video on how you can travel light and save money, my name is Steve. This is Chris.
Howdy.
We are Eat, Walk, Learn. And we've got some great travel stories and great tips for you. So what are we talking about this week?
Yeah, well, we left our house 4 years ago with our 2 carry-on bags and a plan, as our book has told us many people about that. But I think what's really funny, if you look at the pictures of us when we first launched, we thought we were light.
Yeah, we did think that we were light.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of things that we brought from home that were just in case kinds of things, probably as you do too as a traveler. And we realized, well, maybe there's some things that we just don't need. And in the process, we were able to get lighter, we were able to slim down and have those essentials, except maybe for a few things that we'll talk about.
Yeah. But I think the conflict is, we in order to have comfort in our lives, we want to have our things with us. That's like a general principle of life, right? You want to have your things that you're known and things that make you comfortable and clothing that is your favorite things and your torn shirt or whatever. But the problem with traveling light is the minute you're not light, it starts to do 2 things. It costs you money and it costs you mobility. And mobility, I think, is the one thing that a lot of people don't think about when they're thinking about luggage and so on. And this is what I'm talking about. Even if you've gotten down to a relatively small bag, but you still have to check it because it's too big for the airline numbers or whatever. And then you get to the airport and now let's say your Airbnb or your hotel is maybe a 10-minute walk. But when you have a big bag, you can't lug that big bag. The cobblestones and the puddles and whatever make it very difficult. And then you've got a backpack and then you're tired and then you've got a glass of water and then you've got your phone. All of that makes the mobility of moving stuff very challenging. So if you can make it smaller and make it lighter, then a 10-minute walk becomes a walk and not a $20 taxi ride or a private driver ride or something. You can actually manage your costs not only from the luggage point of view, but from the travel and transportation point of view too.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at this all the time when we take flights, and airlines have gotten very good at charging extra money for luggage. And you look at some of the fees, they're pretty outrageous. And I think normally people are just look at that and they say, well, that's just a cost of the flight. This is this particular carrier, they charge $30, $40, $50 for a bag. Maybe sometimes for a carry-on, sometimes for a check bag, and they just pay it. Well, we always look for ways to avoid those kinds of fees because I just see those as excessive. It's like, hey, I've got this little bag. I want to be able to bring it on the plane with me, and I don't want to have to pay extra to do that.
Yeah, and as full-time travelers, this is not just a vacation problem. This is an everyday, every time we move problem. So after 4 years, I think we have figured out how to be comfortable and how to save money as we travel. Now, I first want to say we're going to share 4 tips with you about things that we travel, including showing you what bag we carry. But the point I want to make is most of the time we do not pay any sort of luggage fees. The only time we end up having to pay luggage fees, there's 2 scenarios that we have to pay luggage fee. The first is the airline charges you for a carry-on bag. You're rolling it into the into the overhead bin, and they have a charge for that. We can't get around that. Doesn't matter how much it weighs or whatever. There's a charge because it's a carry-on. We have to pay that. The second is when the carry-on weight is smaller than what we carry. So our bags fully loaded are about 12 kilograms or so. And a lot of airlines are at a 13 kilogram or 10 kilogram. And if we can't get it into the weight, then we have to check it. We've never had to check our bags because of size. We've always ever had to check them because of weight, right?
Absolutely. And we've actually done pretty good at getting rid of some weight too. So we've been able to get in underneath those limits and do some pretty, I think, incredible things with being able to get our baggage on a flight without having to pay extra.
So, and this is how we've done that. So, what we're really going to concentrate on in this video is the 3 things plus 1 extra. There's 3 things that are really hard for full-time travelers to figure out, and that's where we're going to focus our attention. How many shirts you pack, or whether you use, Under Armour or Patagonia. We're not going to get into those details. Pick the clothes that you want, have the tops and the bottoms that you want, have as many as you want that you can carry. We're not going to get into that. What we're going to talk about first is shoes. Holy moly, is this important?
Shoes are a big deal.
Yeah, so, I mean, back in Denver when we left, I probably had 20 shoes, one for each day, because today I was walking a mile, and tomorrow I was walking 5 miles, and then the next day I was going to a concert, and the next day I had all these shoes. You can't do that in nomad life. So for Steve, we have narrowed our shoe set down to, I carry 3 pairs of shoes with me. How many pairs do you carry? Just 2?
2 pairs.
Just 2 pairs.
Yeah.
We have 4 pair that are the same, and then I have an extra pair that Steve doesn't carry. So I'm going to start with that. So I carry a pair of Chaco. They have 2 versions of these. One is a lightweight version, and one is the regular version. This is the lightweight version. This is great because I can use it as a water shoe on the beach. I can use it as a sandal with a dress or a skirt if I have to get a little dressed up. And then I can use it for just, running down to the store or whatever if I don't feel like putting on a big shoe. So I call this my version of a flip-flop. I just like it better because it's a little bit more orthotically appeasing to my feet, whereas I can't do flip-flops. So this is the Chaco. And by the way, we will put a link to everything we're going to show you today in the description. So you want to show your shoe?
Yeah. So let's talk about my speed goats first. So these are my Hoka speed goats. The key thing about these is you've got to have a pair of shoes that you can walk a long distance in and your feet are still comfortable
and dry.
So I have gone through a lot of different pairs of shoes. Yeah, and dry. These are have Gore-Tex outside, so they're basically waterproof, at least that claim to be waterproof. So this is
the Hoka Speed Goat GTX.
Correct.
I have the same shoe, although I don't have them right now because I wore them out, and I'm getting a new pair when I get to San Diego in just a couple weeks. So I have the same shoe, different color.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they also have a Vibram sole, so I know that's I've been wearing these a lot. They're ready to replace them. So the key for these is, I have walked literally, thousands of miles in these shoes, and they hold up and they're comfortable and my feet feel good at the end of a long day. And we're talking about, what we had one day in Spain that we walked 25 miles in one day. That 40 kilometers, that was quite a hike.
Yep.
And
these are your hiking shoes. So these are his trail hikers that he uses, or his trail runners that he uses for all the hikes that we do around the world. How old are those?
But there's more, because they're a nice dark color.
Oh, yes.
So they're particularly good. They go from the trail to dinner to
on the cruise ship. These are his cruise ship shoes.
This is my cruise ship. I go dancing in these shoes. I go to fine dining in these shoes because they don't really they don't stand out. My other shoes stand out more.
Okay, so then the other shoe, so my third shoe, and Steve also carries this shoe, is the Hoka Hopara 2. So Steve's is green, mine's white, mine is very dirty. It's 6 months old. It needs to be replaced. What I love about this shoe, so first of all, you can see it's got a great, I don't need to wear my inserts with this shoe. It's very supportive for my arch. There's a zip tie to adjust the size. There is a Velcro on the back. I can slip in this sock. It fits nicely to my foot. And if you can see, these are actually holes. This is a holey cover. It's breathable. It's like a mesh. And it's waterproof in that it can get the whole shoe can get wet and your feet get wet and then quickly dry. So I love this shoe. It's got a great, that's got that Hoka soft, firm or soft bottom that is firm and supportive of your foot, yet bouncy to accept the cushion that you need. This is my day-to-day, everyday, run around every place shoe. I don't hike in these shoes. I hike in my Speed Goats, but this is my everything but hiking shoe.
Yeah. Same thing for me. So, I've got plantar fasciitis and I really have trouble finding a pair of shoes. Again, Chris talked about shoe inserts that you might need. I don't need those when I wear Hokas. So Hokas have the right arch support.
This Hopara. You don't need it when you wear the Hopara.
And the other
ones.
Yeah,
okay, great.
So far, the Hokas. And I know everybody's foot is different. Everybody has different preferences or different needs for their shoes. Right now I'm sold on Hokas.
Okay. All right. So we will put the descriptions and links to our shoes in the description. Okay. Next up is the second thing that full-time travelers have a real challenge on figuring out what to wear or what to do. What?
I want to pause there before we show the next thing that we have. We're talked about this as a work in process, and these are things. These are we're trying to thin things down, and we're trying to be lighter and smaller. And as we were going through preparing for this video, I was like, well, what do I have this for? What do I have this for? I found a couple of things that were in my bag that I wouldn't consciously or unconsciously knew that I had that I don't really need, and I want to share those things with you.
So show and tell.
Yeah. So
what are you carrying with you that you don't
probably
need?
The biggest thing is this umbrella, which when it rains, you need an umbrella, but we also have rain jackets. So is this a little bit of overkill, redundancy, and it takes up a lot of space, and it's kind of bulky. So I know it's one of the smallest umbrellas you could get, but I think I've used this twice in the last 3 months, and I think it's.
You can get rid of it.
I think it's
okay. Well,
it's going away.
So I'll open my bag of tricks.
Oh.
So I love this. It says mistakes are proof that you're trying. So this was actually, I think this was my daughter's pencil bag when she was in grade school that I used for my stuff. So, okay.
What do you have?
So in here I've got some pictures of my family, and then I've got my old passport, which I need because it's got unexpired visas on it. I've got COVID tests. Do I really need to be carrying COVID test anymore?
I don't
know.
So. I don't know. That's
all right.
All
right. So here's something I could probably get rid of, honestly. So this is one of those blow up U necks for the airplane
neck
pillow thingies. I never use it because I don't like it, and then also we don't do a lot of long distance flying, and I mean usually the longest plane we're on is like 2 or 3 hours, and I could get rid of this, but I'm going to put it back in my bag because I don't know that I'm quite ready.
Back in.
But then I also
She's not throwing it.
I also have my.
Oh, you need that.
Yes,
that's
this
your
is
porcupine.
Actually, it's a hedgehog, but it came from Russia, and it's actually a nesting one.
Doll.
But this is this is the comforts of home. So sometimes I put this out on my bedstand
because we talked about comfort, about having comfort.
Oh, and I literally am carrying a rock.
She has a rock in her bag.
Yes.
It's painted.
A very good friend of mine made that for me. So, all right. So anyway, but I could definitely get rid of the COVID test, I think, and the neck pillow.
All right. One more thing that I found.
All right. I'm sorry, we didn't plan on doing this on the and if we cut this out, we cut it out. But maybe you guys are enjoying it. Let us know if you're enjoying this.
I found not one, but 2 AA batteries.
What do you need? What are you carrying batteries for?
I don't even know what takes a AA battery that I own.
Didn't you used to have that for your razor or something? No, that was a AAA.
That's a AAA. I don't even know why I have 2 AA batteries. I don't know why.
They probably don't even work. They're probably out of charge.
Put it on your tongue.
All right. Back to the things that nomads and full-time travelers really struggle with. The next is jackets. Now, it's common knowledge that we travel in 72-degree weather, but that ranges, we're packed from like 50 degrees up. And so there, evenings it will get cool. Of course, we have to accommodate for rain because sometimes we need rain. And putting together a jacket combination that is not bulky, does what we need, and it is very challenging. So what I have, I have a two solution. So here is my
Two jackets.
Two jackets. So I have a zippered hoodie. I don't like a regular hoodie because it's zippered, I can manage different temperatures with it zippered. If it's hot, I can unzip it, whatever. With a hoodie, you can't do that. It also has armholes or thumb holes. So if I can make a little, a mitt out of it. And then
a hood.
A hood, obviously. And then it has zippered pockets, which are great to eliminate some pickpocketing, because I can zip up things within my pockets. So I really like my zippered hoodie. This is actually, it's a Patagonia. I actually did embroidery on the back. That's me. I did that. I made that. Okay.
Nice.
It's a Patagonia. I actually got it on the Patagonia vintage website. I think it's from like 1985 or something. So, it needs to be washed. Anyway, there's that. You have a similar hoodie.
Yeah,
right?
I got a similar hoodie. Again, it's really nice material. It's lightweight. It's strong. It's quick drying. It's stretchable. It's really comfortable. So this is my.
So same, and yours is a zipper hoodie as well.
Zipper hoodie, zippered pockets. Zipper pockets is a great idea.
Do you have? You don't have the.
No, I don't need that.
My hands get colder than yours. Okay. Then for wetness, we got these great. Steve and I had the same jacket. We got these great jackets in Japan. So I don't like the color, but it looks like we're from Canada because it has these maples on it. But these are breathable, waterproof. See the inside?
Yeah, it's that Gore-Tex material.
Gore-Tex material, but it's breathable. So it's a hoodie. Again, it's got the zippered pockets. It's got the zipper, and this is great for warm, rainy days, because when it's warm, a warm rain, like it's 70 degrees and it's raining, and you need to have something on. This is great because it's breathable, and you're not sweating in it like some of those rain jackets that you just sweat in.
Exactly.
So this is good for warm rain. Now the combo together can, if I wear the hoodie with the rain jacket over it, I can get down to about 30 or 40 degrees with that. So in case we end up someplace like on a cruise and it ends up being a cool night, or in Patagonia, and some nights I was able to do that combination, and it carries me through all the weather situations that we need.
Yeah.
And you've got the same thing.
I got the same jacket, and it's great. Again, you need a rain jacket.
Yeah.
So there's just no doubt. Okay, before we go on, want to bring in something else, because there are times when the things that we have, don't manage every situation. So for example, Chris just mentioned, we were just in Patagonia, and it was cold, it was windy, and what we did in that situation is, just for that 3 weeks that we were hiking in the mountains, I got a puffer jacket, I got a hat, I got gloves, and I had long wool socks. And you say, well, that was just in case stuff. Well, guess what? Before we left, I donated all those to the charity shop for the next hiker, for the next person to enjoy. So Chris still has her hat because she made that.
Don't you think it's cute?
That is high style.
It's high style. I crocheted it on the cruise ship prior to getting there, so I'd have a hat in Patagonia. And I'm going to keep this because it's functional, and I'll wear it elsewhere. And it doesn't. And I leave this in the pocket of my rain jacket so that if I need it for weather someplace, I've got it.
And fashion.
And fashionable.
It's amazing.
I know you're all jealous and you want me to make you one. Okay.
Wait, but I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Because I want to answer that. So this is an important topic, is that you don't have to have everything in your bag that you're going to need. Another great example is, we were in Aruba last summer, and we brought snorkel gear with us.
Well, we were in the States prior to going to Aruba, so we picked up some snorkel gear on Amazon. We were on Southwest Airlines down to Aruba, so we had allowance of luggage on Southwest, so we just carried those with us.
Yeah, what happened to the snorkel gear when we left?
We left it in Aruba.
We left it in Aruba. We actually left it in our Airbnb. Our host was thrilled that we left them for the next guest to have snorkel gear. Mm-hmm. So this is just a perfect example of the kinds of things that people are, you need it for a certain period of time, and then you don't need it. Don't worry about it. Don't bring it with you. You can get it where you need it. And then
And our two favorite shops around the world are a charity shop and Decathlon. So Decathlon is the REI in the rest of the world, an affordable REI everywhere else in the world except in the US. So if you don't know Decathlon, I mean, how many times have we bought hiking poles in Decathlon? Every single time we land.
We donate them.
Yeah, every single time we land, we buy hiking poles, and they're only $5 a piece.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay. The last thing the last item that nomads really have a tough time with, we're going to show, and then we're going to show you our bags. So the next is technology. So as I duck under, Steve should be eloquently describing his computer.
I will talk about mine while we're here. This is the LG Gram, and I got this at Costco. We're not paid, no paid advertisement. Yeah. But the reason that this is such a great computer is the reason that it's called a gram is that it weighs a kilogram. So this is under 2.2 pounds, a great high-speed laptop computer. And we both have laptops. I know some people say, well, I don't need to carry a laptop. Well, we do. We're both working on our laptops quite a bit. And it's just much more comfortable than working on a phone, I think. And this is, when I first started traveling, I had one that was probably twice as heavy.
And it was it 17 inch? This is 13 inch. What was your first one?
Yeah,
15
it was
inch,
something
17
like
inch?
that. It was too big. It was too bulky. It was too heavy. And I realized that I just did not.
Okay,
yeah,
so I'm just
side.
no. Mine is.
See,
mine is smaller. See that? So mine is an HP Pavilion. I got this on HP.com. Again, we're not promoting these products. We just happen to get them. Love mine. Again, mine's also 2K, like Steve's is. It's also a gram, and but it's a little bit smaller.
1 kilogram.
1 gram. I'm sorry, 1 gram, which is 2.2 pounds. And it's also right. 1 kilogram is 2.2.
1 kilogram. Yeah, you said 1 gram.
Oh yeah, 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds, right?
Correct.
Anyway, love it, and it fits so nicely in my backpack, and I've not missed a big screen at all. And then we both have we're filming on Steve's phone right now. You have a Pixel
7 Pro.
7 Pro.
The camera is amazing.
Don't I look younger and skinnier, and I look like I'm 29 and weigh 120 pounds? The camera's magic.
A magic camera.
It's an AI camera. And then I have also a Pixel. Mine is the 7A, and because of the cameras, that's why we have these phones. We're able to take all the pictures you want. If you follow us, every single picture that we post anywhere is from one of our phones. The pictures are beautiful. We struggle with, should we get a camera or whatever, or should we get a video camera? And the bottom line is for two reasons, we don't have any extra equipment. We don't want to have to carry it, and we don't want to have to worry about it. Because the more equipment you have, the more you have to worry about it, and the more you have to think about all these security issues. We don't want to spend our time thinking about those things.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people with drones, and I'm like, I need to get a drone.
You have a drone,
that looks so cool to get. And then I think about, they're kind of bulky. I would need like an extra bag just to carry my drone and all the things that go with it. So if anybody knows out there of like a little small drone,
honey, no,
just a small one.
No. Okay. Now we're going to show you, and thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Please give us some comments about things that you carry with you or any particular products that you just cannot live without. We'd like to talk with you about what you can't live without and see if, is it a just in case thing or is it really something you can't live without? I mean, I know people have medical devices and so on, which are a whole different conversation. And then the types of clothing you have. I mean, I think Steve has 10 shirts and I have 6, but I have 3 pants and he has 2, and I've got 6 shorts and he has 4, whatever. None of that matters. What does matter for us, though, is that the clothing is lightweight and easily washed and dried, because finding a dryer around the world is rare, and having it dry quickly is important. Exactly. Okay, next up.
Do you want me to hold this while you talk about it?
Well, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to say, okay, so this is the Osprey Transporter.
Let me hold it for you.
40. Do you want to? You want to hold it?
Well, it's just so you can talk while it's not covering your face.
Okay, you can hold it. Okay, so this is the Osprey Transporter 40, and I want you to show the wheels, honey.
Oh, the wheels.
The wheels
are the best
part. Zoom. Okay, so these wheels this is why we have this bag for two reasons. The wheel, and it's a two. You can sit down. It's a two-wheel thing because how many times have we seen people's wheels in the gutter? Everywhere we go.
Or you see somebody rolling a bag with 3 wheels on, and you're like, "Oh gosh, I know you lost that wheel
we saw
a while back."
Yeah. So we've never had any problems with these wheels, and they're replaceable if we need to replace them. We have yet. These bags are 3 years old. Steve has the same bag. His is the steel gray, and mine is this turquoise color. Wheels. The second reason why we have it, the handle. I'm not a big fan of the handle. I wish the handle were different.
It's good.
It's good. I wish it were different.
It's good.
But the second reason why we have it is this material. It is. They don't say it's waterproof. They say it's water resistant. But how many times have we been, cruising? We get off the plane. It's raining. We got the 10-minute walk to the hotel or whatever. We're through puddles. We're through rain. Or we've had to check it and we're sitting on the tarmac and we're watching our bag and the carriage thing, wait to be loaded and it's getting rained on. We've never had any problem ever with dryness within the bag.
Absolutely. Super durable. I like the zippers. Are really strong, really durable. I don't feel like there's any chance that they're going to break no matter how much I try to stuff in my bag.
And they've got it does have a lifetime warranty, so hopefully we never have to use it.
We'll put up here the dimensions of this bag because we've been tested more than once as we're about to get on the plane, with our carry-on bags, and the flight attendant says, "Oh, can you put that in there to make sure it fits in this little form thing?" And it absolutely
every time.
Absolutely fits every time. I'm not going to say that for you it's going to be 100% of the time. It's going to always be the right size or.
We're not packing for the exceptions. We're not packing for the Dragonfly Air and Air Asia in Southeast Asia. We're packing for the norm.
Yeah.
So please don't write comments about, well, I fly, Bamboo Air, and they only allowed 6K or whatever. Okay, we're all going to have to pay for luggage there. But most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, we're in the category of we can carry it on, and we may or may not have to pay because we're carrying it on. We're hardly ever checking our bag, ever.
Yeah.
Which saves us time, money, and all the other reasons that we mentioned before.
Right. And I prefer to carry my bag on with me. Other people might say, well, I just want to check it. And for me, this is everything I own in the world. I kind of want to keep it close. I want to keep my eye on it. So I guess I'm a little paranoid that way. After 4 years of traveling, you'd think I'd be able to, let go a little bit on that. No. But
don't fix it if it's not broken, right?
Exactly.
All right. Please let us know what you guys think. Again, the descriptions and the links to all these products are in the description so that you can go look at them yourself. We thank you for subscribing. We will see you next week. But as we roll into the end, take a look at this video. This is our how we actually pack and use our specially patented, trademarked, I'm kidding, bundling method. How do we get that?